minutes. All right, let's do this again. Everybody, we are so excited to have you here. Amanda and I are just thrilled. We really wanted to do something a little bit different because we live in a day and age that just feels so distant. And so I would love it if you're able to, if you would go ahead and come on camera and join us because we live in a time like none other where we all feel pretty distant. And so just being on camera, seeing your beautiful faces, it doesn't matter if you are ready or not, hair up in a messy bun, whatever, just go ahead and come on camera and join us. We would love to see you. So first, I want to welcome you. Make sure that you have a pen and paper because we are going to have some just really great information for you, but also stuff that you can begin implementing today in this season that you're in. So tell me right now in the chat where you actually physically are. Where are you right now? This helps us to connect a little better along with going on camera. We don't have to look perfect. Just put your camera on and tell me where you are right now. Like I'm going to tell you, I am in Georgia. It's very, very hot. And then tell me how old you are. The reason I'm asking this is because this is actually going to help us with where we go. And I heard somebody say this a couple of years ago. They said, you know what, whatever age you are at, it is nothing to be ashamed of. It is something to be proud of because there are so many people who have never gotten to be that age. So I'm in Georgia right now. And I am 48, almost 49. So, with further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. If I can get my screen to work. This is what happens with technology sometimes. It just doesn't want to work. So, okay, so before we even begin, I would love it if you could switch off your all distractions. Make sure that you have your phone to silence, that you have your all of the different tabs. Go ahead and close them up because sometimes those can be a lot of just distractions in our life. And so go ahead and do that for me because the reality is, I even have to remind myself of this that we can only focus on one thing at a time. The brain actually doesn't multitask because so often we think that it will, but it doesn't. So go ahead and in the chat, tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 where your energy levels are right now. I want to know where your energy levels are right now. Whoops, there's my screen. Sorry, you guys. I'm having some technical difficulties today, and I don't know why. Let's go ahead and present my full screen to you. There we go. Okay, so tell me in the chat in just one word where your energy levels are, one number, and then tell me in the chat how would you describe your hair or your skin lately? I want to know where you are there. All right, let me check. Where is everybody with your hair, your skin, your nails? I love it. Okay, 7, 5, 4, 6, depending on the day. Scalp is dry, dry, dry. Okay, if I were to answer for myself today, this is what I would say. My energy levels are at about a 6 today because I'm fighting a cold, just truly. And then my skin and hair, I do struggle with being a little more dry. So that is where I would be, and that is what I would put if I were in putting everything in the chat. So if you're feeling like your hair, your skin, your nails have changed and what used to work no longer does, you are not imagining it. Because what happens so often as we age is that things begin to not work as well. What we used to do no longer seems to work, and we begin to wonder why. Why is this not working? why are the things that I used to do, the products I used to use, why does it just not work anymore? And I want you to know that you are definitely not imagining it because it is something that is so familiar. So maybe this sounds familiar to you. So you're going along and you're eating this perfect diet. You are taking all of the supplements and all of the products, but it just isn't working like it used to. Maybe you feel more lethargic. Maybe your hair feels drier. Maybe your skin is feeling drier than it ever has before. Maybe your nails are brittle and peeling. Maybe these are any of these, am I like does this sound familiar to any of you? You've tried all the things and it's just not seeming to work. Let me know in the chat because I want to see if this is what's going on. Scalp, okay, Tracy said scalp is dry and itchy, hair and nails don't grow fast, but they never really did. Skin 7, hair 4, nails 2. Okay, good. Yeah, skin is okay, a little dry. Got it. Yes. So these are all kind of normal as we age. Because what's happening is that we're going along and we're living our lives and we're running in this state of fight or flight all the time. And it doesn't really affect us until we hit perimenopause or menopause. And the reason is because what happens then is that the body goes from relying on your ovaries to relying on your adrenal glands. And so what happens is if leading up to that state, you have been living in adrenal fatigue, which is a big buzzword, and then you start going through perimenopause and menopause, the body just shuts down. So that's why you, maybe yourself, or you will hear lots of women say, I was doing fine until I hit my 40s. This is why. So the thought then becomes, maybe I just have to live like this. Maybe I just have to accept feeling like my skin is dry and doesn't have the dewy look anymore. Maybe I just have to accept that my nails are just kind of, mediocre. My hair is thinning. I just don't feel like myself again. And that becomes like our normal way of thinking. So I wanted to tell you this statistic. There was a poll that was taken at the Menopause Society in 2025. I never even knew that was a thing, but it is. It was of 600 women. And out of these 600 women, 94% of these women said that they struggle daily with bloating, digestive issues, with acid reflux, with just feeling just awful. These women were in the age category of 44 to 73. Then they went further. They said, when did these symptoms begin? And 84% of those women said that it began in perimenopause and menopause. So think about that. Their digestive issues began in perimenopause and menopause. That is a kind of a line of thinking that we need to follow. Why am I bringing up the gut issues? Because we don't look at symptoms in isolation. We look at your patterns in your body. So if your nails are brittle, if your hair feels limp and like it's thinning, if your skin is not looking the way that it once did, maybe you have a lot of inflammation. I am not talking about normal aging. Okay, I'm talking about a rapid change. If your body just feels worn out and you feel drained, this is definitely something you want to look at. You want to look at the patterns in your body because your gut health directly affects your hormones, which also affects your hair, your skin, and your nails. So I will tell you, up until about 7 years ago, I had nails that could bend and tear because I struggled with a gut that was extremely compromised. So when we looked at my patterns and I worked at healing my gut along with other things, my nails now are super strong, like really strong. And I love it. Like I'm always like going clicking now. And I don't have any acrylics on or anything, but the important thing is looking at your patterns in your body. So what we're going to cover today while I'm talking, because Amanda's going to be with you in just a few minutes, I want to show you the link between your gut health, your hair, your skin, and your nails. And I want to give you just a few simple things that you can begin doing today. And I'm also going to be sharing with you my favorite recipe that I use every single day. And if you check your email this afternoon, you will receive the replay, but I also put together a fun booklet for you that will have some of my favorite recipes for your hair, your skin, and your nails because you deserve to feel your best self and to feel beautiful. I think that's really, really important because you are handmade by God and you are His creation and He loves you. And so taking care of these things that help you to feel beautiful are important. So it all begins with the gut. So here's the deal. Your gut has over 100 billion nerve endings. It is your second brain, and when it is compromised, it no longer absorbs your nutrients. So think about that. If you are eating the perfect diet, if you are taking the right supplements, you're drinking your water, you're trying to do all of the things, but if your gut is compromised, it will not absorb and then dispense, so to speak, all of the nutrients throughout your body. So it is so important to begin looking at your gut first. We always start with the gut. So here's a few signs that your gut may be out of balance. So think bloating. Think pain in your stomach. Think inconsistent bowel movements from constipation to loose. Think cravings. We don't often think about that. We think, oh, I just crave these things. But these cravings that feel out of control are actually a sign that your gut may be out of balance. Some other things to look for: your hair beginning to fall out, your nails beginning to peel and crack, and your skin having different splotches on it, like red spots. These are all things. Oh, and one another thing is premature, deep, deep set lines. I'm not talking about regular aging because we all age and it's a beautiful thing. I'm talking about all of a sudden you have like a deep, deep, deep line that you never had before. These are all signs that your gut may be out of balance. So I would love to know, how many of these sound familiar to you? Is it the bloating? Is it the indigestion? Is it the eczema, the skin issues? Is it cravings, out of control cravings? How many of these sound familiar to you? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. I would like to see so we know what we're dealing with. All right, let's see. Bloating, indigestion, deep lines on my face. Yes, yes. So, yes, bloating, indigestion, skin issues, cravings. Yes. All of these are signs that your gut is out of balance. And so, what we want to do is look at what we need to remove and then what we need to add. And that's really important because sometimes, depending on your personality type, you're just going to be like, ugh, more things to remove. Great. So we want to look at both. We want to look at what to remove and we want to look at what needs to be added. So here are a few things that can be removed. So one of the things that I tell all of my clients is when you're thinking of food, because if you are like me, you have been inundated with what to eat and what not to eat, thanks to social media, especially if once you start going through perimenopause and menopause, it's everywhere. You need, 1,000 grams of protein a day. That's the new fad. I mean, that's exaggerating, but that's what it feels like. So here's a really, really simple way to look at it. What to remove off of your plate. What is it that God has made? That is the food that your body recognizes as information. If it is man-made, meaning you cannot duplicate it in your kitchen, then your body immediately sends up an inflammatory response. So think when you're looking at your plate, think, has God made this? Now, this is not referring to anybody who has any type of hidden gut infection. This is a general rule of thumb. But the first place you always want to start is, did God make this? Right? I'm a child. I was born in the late 70s, raised in the 80s. It was the decade of everything was quick. And I was mad that my mother didn't buy us TV dinners because all of my friends had TV dinners. My mom made everything from scratch. But I remember looking around and I was like, I want to try a TV dinner. So disgusting. But that's the era that we were raised in, was quick, fast, man-made food, not God-made. So that's the first thing. So the second thing is to know and identify any hidden gut infections like parasites, viruses, fungal overgrowth, leaky gut, and a host of other things. But so the first thing is remove from your plate anything that is man-made, not God-made. Second, any hidden gut infections. And third, and we always forget this, but honestly, this is probably the first thing. We want to remove the emotions of bitterness, anger, anxiousness, anything that sends a like a message to your body that it is not safe. Those are the things that we want to remove. Because think about it, if your body doesn't feel safe, your gut, and you can read this all in the ancient literature. It was like they knew. They would always say it came from the gut. It comes from the guts. But they knew. And so you want to remove these things that are damaging to your gut because we want our hormones to work correctly, which will then help our gut to absorb all of our vitamins and nutrients. So we will have the skin that we're desiring, the nails, and the hair. So there is a caveat to this. We also live in an era where people are using Botox right and left, and that is your own choice. But I do not use it because of all of the side effects. So I am surrounded by women whose faces look like my teenage daughters. So I have had to kind of just realize that if I look at my grandmother and my mother who have never used Botox, they are aging beautifully and gracefully, but they look their age. And so that is where if you are deciding not to go that route, you do need to be okay with that and not look around. It's almost like going back to junior high, right? When different women, girls looked differently and you can't look around. You have to be content with where God has you and who He has made you to be. So I really want to encourage each one of you in that. So those are the things we want to remove. So a few things to add in. So a few things that you want to add in is once again, food that is God made. And you also want to add in food that nourishes your gut, that nourishes your skin, your hair, and your nails. Okay. So when I think about that, I think of food like salmon, walnuts, bone broth, collagen. These are all foods that help to nourish your gut, help to heal your gut, and at the same time to nourish your hair, your skin, and nails. And let's talk about the emotions. What to add in? Add in things like gratefulness, being thankful, add in forgiveness, add in peace and joy and laughter. All of these things, these emotions that we can choose, signal to your body that it's safe, which directly affects your gut, your hormones, and your hair, your skin, and your nails. Do you see how it's all completely related? I love this. It's a beautiful picture. God made our bodies as one. He didn't, we're not hair walking around and nails walking around and skin over here and a gut over there. We're literally one being. And so when you begin to nourish your whole body, everything comes back into balance. So here are my favorite ways to nourish from within. So I love, and I'm going to just give you like my top ones because I think I believe because of social media and the internet, we can be so overwhelmed with information that we actually shut down and don't apply anything. So, my favorite ways to nourish from within are my top three are go outside every day in the morning light and walk around barefoot. This helps to reset your circadian rhythms. This also signals to the body that you're safe. And this is important for women because we have a tendency for our cortisol to run really, really high. If you have not listened to my podcast, Everyday Health for the Christian Woman, go listen to it because I just did a beautiful interview with my mentor on 1,000 cuts. And so it is so important for women to help balance out our cortisol levels. And so my favorite way is to indeed go outside in the morning, walking around and just look at the sun. And then out loud say 5 things I'm thankful for every day. And then add some collagen. Add some collagen. So here are just 3 things that you can begin doing to nourish from within. So here are my top 3 supplements. These are my top 3 supplements for hair, skin, and nails. I'm going to show you a couple for each individual, but if you're like, you know what, I've had enough with supplements, just give me my top ones, and these are the ones you want to take. But remember, you do need your gut to be healthy to absorb them so that you're not wasting your money. So my top 3 supplements, and this might surprise you, digestive enzymes, because we lose enzymes as we age, and you're not just what you eat, you're what you absorb. Second, collagen. And then third, what was my third? So it's collagen, digestive enzymes, and then omegas, because omegas help with inflammation. So these are my top 3. And if you want to add a fourth, a good quality probiotic, because this will also help with your gut health as long as you don't have a hidden gut infection. So those are my top supplements for everything. But if you're looking at just nails specifically, I would add collagen and biotin. So collagen and biotin is what I would add for nails specifically. And if you just want to do one, stick with collagen because collagen, you can get the collagen supplements now that do gut, hair, nails, and skin. And they have vitamin C added for so that you can synthesize the collagen. So for skin specifically, I love collagen. Do you see how you don't have, it doesn't have to be complex. It can be really, really simple. But you do want to make sure, once again, that your gut is healthy to absorb it. And then for hair growth specifically, I would add collagen. So when you're looking at hair, when you're looking at your skin, when you're looking at your nails, if you add collagen, this is going to help tremendously. But even more than that, you can add foods instead of a supplement. If you add bone broth and try to have bone broth daily, even if it's just 1 cup. If you add chicken with skin on it, fish with skin on it. If you add salmon, wild caught, do not get farm raised. If you add walnuts, if you have pumpkin seeds, all of these foods, your body is going to recognize and it's going to absorb much better than even a supplement. Because once again, God created it. Your body knows what to do with it. And Hippocrates, the father of medicine, he said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. So starting with what is on your plate. And so I wanted to show you guys this because beauty isn't doing more. It's listening to the signals that your body is saying and then responding. So often as women, we learn to just discount our signals and keep moving on. And then we wonder why our whole body begins falling apart. It is so important to listen to your signals, listen to your symptoms, because they're there for a reason. So we want to listen to what your body is saying. So out of all of these supplements, are any of you taking any of these? And is it helping? So are you taking any of these supplements? is it helping? I would love to know. Let me know in the chat. Okay, Brooke, is eating yogurt daily as good as taking a probiotic? There, it can be, but there is a caveat to that. You definitely want to make sure that you do not have any hidden gut infections because probiotics in yogurt can actually feed certain gut infections. But it can be, you just have to look at the um, how much how many probiotics, I'm sorry, how much bacteria is in there. Yes, enzymes help tremendously. Collagen, probiotic, need to order more digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are imperative because you definitely want to be able to absorb. And my favorite is bitter greens because your body recognizes them. And then also, if your gut is not inflamed, I love 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar into 4 ounces of water. It's so good for helping. So I wanted to show you really fast before Amanda comes on. I wanted to show you what I use on my face every single day. So I use a mixture. I don't have all the oils here, but I use castor oil, and then I use argan oil and then sweet almond oil. I have even used olive oil when I haven't had almond oil. And I put it all in this bottle. I'm actually almost out. And the reason why I use these oils is because, well, one, castor oil is so healing for your body. And I like this brand by doTERRA because it's very light. It's not as heavy and sticky. I have used so many brands, but what you want to make sure is that your castor oil is stored in a glass bottle. You want to make sure that it is it's sourced, like it's health, like good sourcing because you're going to be putting it on your skin. And your skin is your largest organ and directly absorbs to the internal part of your body. And we forget so often that our skin is our first defense. So we have to be careful what kind of makeup we're wearing, hair products, skin products. We want it to be clean because it's basically like eating it, right? You want what you put on your skin to be just as healthy for you as what you put in your mouth. Okay, so I use these and then I add some essential oils. I have frankincense here right now and lavender. And I love this blend of the frankincense, black spruce, and lavender. One, it smells so good. Two, my skin naturally is very dry, and this has helped tremendously. I used to have to use like 4 different moisturizers layered on. I use literally 1 to 2 drops of this, and that's it. And then I use my gua sha to help with lymphatic stimulation. But that's it. And it's so easy. And so I'm actually going to be sending one of you lucky ladies a little gift I'm going to put together for you of some DIY things. But if you get these ingredients, you will be able to make some of the other recipes that I use also. But remember, it is so important to keep it simple, to keep it God made, because your body knows how to handle it. So that is so important. So, really quickly, I wanted to share with you what I do daily. I get up, I go outside, I walk around and look at the sun, and I say out loud 5 things I'm thankful for. I eat a diet that helps to nourish my body, that is like medicine for me. And and then I take just a few supplements. I keep it really, really simple because it is not about perfection, it is about sustainable habits. So for each one of you ladies, I wanted to offer you a free root review. This is an appointment with me, 20 minutes, and you can scan this QR code. It's free, and we are going to get to the root behind your symptoms of the dry hair, the bloating, the low energy, and develop a plan for you. So go ahead, you can scan this QR code, and I will also put a link in the comments. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments, and I will answer in the comments. And we are going to get ready to welcome Amanda Surratt. Let me stop sharing my screen. There we go.
All right. Are we having fun? The chat has been amazing. Thank you for everyone who's been putting things in the chat. That's been really fun to read. We have so much to take away from. We can all go grocery shopping afterwards to support our hair, nails, and skin. So it's going to be so much fun. All right. So before I jump in, let me do gallery view. I'd like to take a picture of everybody. So if you would like to have your picture taken, turn your camera on. If you don't, turn your camera off, but would love to see your beautiful faces. All right. So 1, 2, 3, gorgeous. Lots of gorgeous women. So thank you. And if you would like to snap a picture of where you are, maybe what you're sipping, and tag Amber and me on social media, we would love to see that and just look at your point of view as you're here today. All right. Is there anything else? I was making notes before I get started. Oh, if you can, we are going to do a hard stop at 12. Um, so if you can stay on, I am going to announce the winners. We have 4 prizes. Um, so make sure you stay on at the end so you can find out if you won one of the prizes. All right, so I am going to hopefully screen share. I'm not smooth with this, so all right. Can everybody see my screen? Amber, can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, thank you, because I can see you. Okay, awesome. All right, so I am so excited to talk about style with you all. Style is a big part of my healing practice, and it's been so much fun to get creative with my clients and just take things from a level. I have worked with women for the past 15 years, worked with a lot of women who've gone through trauma, a lot of women who have healed from autoimmune, cancer, all sorts of different disorders. And we have ended up at style, which is so much fun. And it doesn't have to be at the end of the health journey. It can most definitely be at the beginning of the health journey. If you are dealing with a high stress, you know, job, or you're healing your gut, or you're going through different things, style does not have to be the end piece. It can be whenever you want to bring that in. So I am excited to share this with you. I created a style blueprint called Confidently Joyful Style, and where I help women find their colors, their patterns based on their personality, their facial features. It is not a typical color typing system where you're draped with colors. I work with you on helping you find what what enhances you. Who did God make you to be, and how can we really just shine on that? So I'm really excited to be with you today. Oops. All right. So a little bit more about me. Um, I've spent 20 years helping women release what's been weighing them down and create lives they genuinely love. Along the way, on the inside, so in your life too. A few years ago, I realized I had completely lost touch with my own personal style. Getting dressed didn't feel fun. I wasn't sure what actually looked like me anymore, and following trends only left me more confused. Learning to understand my colors, my style essence, and what made me feel beautiful became one of the unexpected pieces of my own journey back to loving my life. And this is why I'm so passionate about styling from within. I don't believe great style comes from copying someone else's wardrobe or buying every new trend. It comes from discovering what makes you light up. The colors, the shapes, the patterns, the textures, and little touches that reflect your personality and make you feel more like yourself when you walk out the door. Today, I love helping women rediscover that part of themselves because getting dressed can be more than covering your body. It can be creative, joyful, confidence building, and one of the simplest ways to add a little more beauty, playfulness, and dazzle to your everyday life. So here's a little bit of my evolution of style. And I want to give this caveat. There is nothing wrong with wearing black. Black is not my color for my style essence, but I will show you in a little bit who wears black. So I don't want to say we're getting we're getting onto black and no one can wear black and black is an awful color. So that is not my intention. But as we can see on the left hand side, black is not my color. The scarf is a it's funny now. The scarf is a different style essence. It doesn't even go with the black, so that cracks me up that I actually put that together. But, hey, we all learn. But black is not my color. You can see I have more lines, um, just the way it appears on my face. And that picture was taken 8 years before the picture on the right. And you can see how wearing the colors that are not right for me really aged me. And it was just some very simple tweaks that it didn't take a whole lot of work that really changed my skirts. I'd say a good 10 years or more. Um, Trying to be a little invisible. I thought that chic, and it can be on the right person, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. But it was not right for me. And once I changed my style over to my style essence, I really just had more energy. I felt lighter. I felt more confident. It was funny because my clients at the time, they watched the transformation in real life. They're like, "Oh my goodness, Amanda, you had a glow up." Like, "Oh my gosh, like you used to come on your to my appointments looking like this, and now, oh my gosh, like you look amazing." And it was really fun that they actually got to experience that with me in real time as I was shifting into my wardrobe and just playing and trying on things and noticing how do I feel in these clothes. That was a big part of it. Does my energy soar, or do I become more muted and less of myself? So a lot of what I personally teach in Style Essence is, yes, it's about colors and design lines and patterns, but it's really a component of and really emotionally healing. There's so much healing that can take place if you've been hard life experiences, finding your not but it's more about just really coming into alignment with who God created you to be and us celebrating that. So, in my Confidently Joyful style blueprint, I have 4 different style essences. And each one has a different color hue, and each of them has different design lines, and each of them gravitates towards different patterns. It's very funny. One of my friends is a graceful lady, and like that is like my least that's the least me. And it's so funny because I was actually picking her out some stuff today, and it was actually hard for me because it is like the least me. But I love my graceful women because they have servants' hearts and they pay attention to details, and we need them in this world. So I love my graceful ladies. So I'll go through each one and just give a short little explanation so you can kind of understand the difference between these style essences. And I did share a few samples of some colors. In a private appointment, you get an entire workbook, and I give you your colors, I give you your patterns and your design lines, and really help you get set up so that you can build your wardrobe and don't have to like question, is this right for me? Is this not right for me? But here I just give a little bit of examples. So our joyful women are bright, playful, optimistic, very feminine, very cheerful. Um, Love a freshness, a lightness, a happiness. Um, And so these colors have a white coming through. And so this is very important. So you can even look at what you're wearing now as I'm going through. And I want you to look at your clothing from a different light. And I want you to look and see what is coming through. So with Joyful Women, there's a whiteness coming through that color. And when you're first learning, you can take things outside and you can really train your eyes to look for that. Um, and Joyful Women have lots of ideas, and we can look a little scatterbrained and a little attention deficit, and it's okay because we're having fun. Clearly, I'm a joyful lady. My graceful ladies, they are soft, they are gentle, they're very refined, and they love comfortable clothes. Do not give them anything that is not comfortable. They're gonna like try to crawl out of their skin. Comfort is number one for them. And in their colors, there is a gray coming through that color. Um, Even some pinks. I have a couple pinks that I have to actually look at, and I'm like, is there white coming through? Or is there gray coming through? Sometimes it can be like on the line where you really have to look strongly at that color to see, is it really white coming through or gray coming through? But my graceful women look really great where there is a grayish tone coming in through that color, whether it's a pink, a red, a purple, a blue. Gray is a great neutral for them. Um, so those are my graceful women. And I depend on graceful women because I'm a big picture, lots of ideas. Graceful women in my life, they are the detail women. They keep me with the details where I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just looking at the big picture and it just looks fun and happy. So I've always been blessed to have, whether it's like a videographer or an editor or a VA or someone who is a graceful lady, really helps me stay on track because I am not in the details. Our adventurous women. I joke, if you know me personally, you will know. I jokingly say an unhealed adventurous woman is like a bulldozer. I love adventurous women. They get things done. They take action. They are incredible. They can start a business today and it can be an eight-figure business by the end of the year. They bulldoze their way through into their goals. They are dynamic. They may run over us joyful and graceful women if they are not healed, but we love them. They are amazing. And they wear the coolest clothes. I wanted to be an adventurous woman. I tried to make my whole wardrobe because I love that like edgy, like that kind of like little rock and roll look, the leather and the velvet and, just really cool hard textures. Adventurous women wear it so well. They can wear the big jewelry, the copper. I mean, amazing. So much fun, so much edge. These women are dynamite, dynamic, amazing. And their colors are going to have a black coming through. So it'll give it oftentimes like that earthy look. Um, I don't want to say dirty in a bad way, but you will just see like their pink could be like a salmon color pink. Um, their orange is going to have that black coming through. They're going to do browns, like those rich browns really well. Turquoise. We're coming into the fall season, and you're going to see their colors popping all fall long. A lot of their colors you are going to see. These women are amazing and they have built some amazing, beautiful lives and some amazing, beautiful businesses that you may have shopped at or been part of. It's really awesome. And then there are our timeless women. These women are amazing. I always think of them as just very polished and stoic. They are really good at taking a failing business and or something that's like broken and fixing it. Taking a business that's going under and turning it into a seven-figure business. Taking systems that are broken and fix them. Um, They do really well with parallel lines, straight lines, um, fabric that is, there needs to be some sturdiness to their fabric, whereas your graceful women, they love like the knits and the things that are just really soft and comfy. Timeless women need structure. They have the energy to hold that structure, and they wear pure colors. So their hue is perfect. There's no white coming through, no black coming through, no gray coming through. Perfect colors. And so all of us together, this is what's so beautiful. All of us come together and we make the world a better place. And that is what's so amazing about this. So I'm going to give you some examples of what a joyful color palette could look like. See, very fun. Lots of, the white is coming through, very cheerful. Um, the design lines are very animated and playful. There's a lot of movement in the clothing. It can look a little whimsical. This is our joyful palette. Graceful palette, comfy is number one. We've got the gray coming through. Everything needs to be soft and comfortable. These women are adorable, and their energy is everything should feel like a nice, comfortable, soft blanket for them. Let's keep these ladies comfortable. So these are just some ideas of the colors that a graceful woman might wear. Then we have our adventurous, not limited to these colors, but this is just what I went with for a sampling. But again, you can see there is a lot that a lot of the fall colors, autumn typing does fit in here. We're going into the fall season where we're all about to dress like pumpkins and colored leaves. And so a lot of this does really well with the adventurous woman. These are not all her colors, but she just looks so beautiful in these colors and wears these well. You see like the suede, leather, asymmetrical, those like the motorcycle jackets, so cool. There's so much stuff the adventurous woman can wear and just layer on. A lot of adventurous women wear a lot of accessories. They've got to always have a belt. They want a jacket or a vest. Big jewelry, big earrings. It- Amazing. We love adventurous women. And then timeless women, they do really well with bold patterns, the pure colors, lots of structure. And so gorgeous. I have a client who is a timeless lady, and I love sending her stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. This would look so good on you. Look at this. I just sent her a yellow. I was like, here's your yellow. And she was like, you mean I can wear yellow? I was like, yes, all four types can wear yellow, the right yellow. I was like, hold on to this. Look for some accessories. This is your color yellow. So beautiful. I love the timeless color palette. It's just amazing. So then once you know your style essence type and you start learning your colors, then you want to start looking at your design types. So, for example, I hate things with strings hanging down. It pulls my energy down. I have learned that the hard way. But you start noticing what kind of sleeves do you feel good in and what kind of collars feel right for you. Um, so beginning to notice what kind of tops that you like. There's so much variety out there, you guys. Like the fashion world is crazy because there is something for everyone out there. So you really can spend some time thinking like, do I feel really good in Mandarin collars, or do I like V-necks, or do I like a square neck? And when I work with you privately, we do go over this because there are certain types of tops and collars look better on certain types than others. So we can really find yours, but it makes a huge difference. And then the bottoms, finding the shorts and noticing what feels like your best self. And so noticing like for me, I know I love crop flare pants. Like that is like my truest nature. Some women love wide legs, some women love a boot cut. So, there's just so much out there, but really trying on and figuring out what feels like your most authentic self that you just feel so much happier when you put on that type of bottom. And I want you to really begin to think about it. It doesn't matter what the trends are. It doesn't matter, like what so and so is wearing and looks good in. I want you to begin to notice what feels like your truest self when you put it on, and begin to notice what really harmonizes with you and what doesn't. So, style is more than what you wear. Um, it really links back to when you are dressing for your truest self, your nervous system settles down, your body can heal itself, your emotions become more regulated when you feel good in what you're wearing. So I'm going to give you just a moment. I know we're getting short on time, but I'm going to give you a moment, and I want you to think about when you were between 5 and 7 years old. Was there a certain type of clothing that you just always gravitated to? Or maybe there was some type of clothing that you just loved to wear. For example, I knew my colors at like 5 years old. I mean, I didn't know that. It took me till I was in my 40s to know that. But I remember my mom and aunt taking me shopping, and they were like, Amanda, everything you're picking out is pink and purple. And it was actually my pink and purple. It's my style essence, pink and purple. And then I remember I was like, fine, I'll pick out some blue and yellow. And it was still literally in my color palette. And I knew that at 5 years old. Um, as a kid, I was already mixing red and pink together before it became a 2026 trend. Um, I was accessorizing at 5 years old. So I want you to think about, and you can put in the chat, what was something that you just loved as a child to wear? There was some type of style outfit, something that you just really gravitated towards. And I'd love for you to also put a color in the chat that was your favorite color. Because the beautiful thing is outside of like black and brown and gray, um, anyone can wear any color. It's just you wear the hue that fits your type. So I'd love to see that. And I want you to begin to practice. We don't have time today, but I want you to play in your closet today or this week. And I want you to go through your closet, and I want you to put on an outfit that you're like, this is my favorite outfit. I don't even care if it's my style or not. I'm putting on this outfit because I love it. Because there's a very good chance that that is in your style essence. And I want you to become confident with that intuition of recognizing what is your style and type. Because it gets to be so much fun when you become confident with that. And of course, there is an emotional layer with dressing. We've talked about that a little bit, but just recognizing when you are wearing your style essence, your confidence is just natural. You don't have to force it. Um, it's just easier to love and to connect and to serve and to be joyful when you're wearing things that harmonize who God made you to be. And so I want you, if nothing else, I want you to take home with you is that there's such a beautiful emotional connection between what you decide to wear and supporting your emotional and physical health. All right. And don't even scan the QR code because I have a gift for you all. So just saying that, don't worry about the QR code today. If you love this, if you love thinking about style and want more ideas of what to wear and what kind of outfits put together, especially as we're coming into the fall season. You're like, there's so many trends going on fall season right now. um it could become very overwhelming. And if you're just like, I just wish that someone could just show me what to wear for my style essence over and join me in the sisterhood sorority every single week, showing you how to wear items, showing you how to wear trending items based who attended a lifetime membership over to the sisterhood sorority in the school community, to all of you. So I would love to have you over there. It is such a great place to meet other women, to make friends, to learn about your fashion and your style and make that really easy for you. So I would love to have you join us over there because it's just such a fun place to be. Bonus gift. And I have sent this to Amber. I hope in time that she can send this out to you in the email. But if you want to take a picture of it, I did give you a list of some ideas of some stores based on each style essence that you can begin to go to make it a little bit easier. Um, so it's, but there are just, they carry certain style essences, like it's just not their thing. So to kind of have a starting point, I have prepared this for you guys. So if you want to take a screenshot, and then I believe it will be coming into the email as well. And I believe I have it over, I have a lot of gifts over in the sisterhood sorority, so I think it may be over there. And then I do give it as a bonus in a private style consultation. All right, so we are going to open it up for questions and answers and share my screen. Did I yeah, I think I unshared my screen. So, all right. So if you guys would like to raise your hand if you have a question for either Amber or myself, go ahead and raise your hand and we will get the questions started. Let's see. Hey, Chris. Yes, I will. I'm going to be sending an invite because it's a paid group, but I am going to invite all of you for free over there. So if you have registered, make sure you've registered. If not, let us know in the chat if you did not register for today's event. If you did register, you are going to get a personal invitation from me to join my school community, which bypasses the payment option, and you just get free lifetime membership. So I'm going to send that out today, or when Amber sends me that, the email list. So I'm going to give you guys that. So Chris, thank you for that. I will definitely give that to you. And then how does this go along with your coloring, body shape, etc.? So what I have found is that when we do your style essence, by the way God made you, your facial features, how you carry yourself, your personality, the colors are always perfect for you. I haven't seen it not work out that way. So you end up with your correct colors, body shape. I teach you what looks better on you, because really what it is the design lines are like, if I were to wear a cascading soft cardigan, it might look flattering for my hips, but it's not going to look good on me because I'm going to have a different disposition. Like I'm just not going to I'm going to be very uncomfortable. And so what you find is when you are dressing your true essence and wearing your type of material, your colors, your patterns, like if I were to put a graceful woman, put her in houndstooth, she would go run and hide. Like, get that away from me. Like, I don't want to be the center of attention. That is like too much busyness going on. You put me in a little ditzy floral and I'm gonna be like, I look like a grandma. So, every time I've seen this happen, you always end up with what flatters you. Any other questions? Oh, we got a hand raiser. I'm sorry. Trisha.
Let's see.
Oh,
A- And it's also 12 o'clock.
Amber.
Yes, we also need to go
Oh,
ahead and
let me
announce our
do
giveaways.
let me do the giveaways, and then we'll stay on if anyone has to answer questions. All right, so I did a random drawing. So the style consult, Amber, can you take notes for this?
Yes.
The style, the free style consultation goes to Brooke. So that is a free appointment with me. I will get with you, Brooke, and we will get that scheduled out. Um, and Trisha, Amber will unmute you in just a second. She has to do it. And as soon as we finish, she will unmute you. All right. And then next, so there's four prizes. So the style consultation goes to Brooke. Uh, the DIY gift that Amber is making goes to Trisha. Tracy H won the 3-month membership with Amber. And then Heather W won a necklace like this. Sunshine's wearing hers. I will drop that in the mail. It's right here. And then everybody wins a free lifetime membership over to the Sisterhood Sorority. So congratulations, ladies. We are excited to give you those gifts and get with you. And now, Amber, if you want to unmute Trisha.
Yes, I'm trying. My internet is messing up.
Oh,
So everything's slow. So Trisha, if you could pop it into the chat, that would be really helpful because for some reason, everything is slow, even though I just got new internet.
and hi, Elaine. I am so glad that we connected. Uh, Miss ADHD over here did not follow Amber's rules, so I was checking all the messages while Amber was teaching. So luckily, I caught Elaine's like, I can't get the link. So yes, I'm so glad that you got to join us.
Yes. Trisha, if you're still on, can you put your question in the chat? Because
Okay, it was about dressing in joyful. Yeah, I got it. It was about dressing in joyful patterns at my age and not feeling silly. You know what? Like, start if you need some extra encouragement, start following like dopamine dressers or other influencers. Go follow the 80 something year old fashion influencer ladies who wear the big jewelry and they wear them anymore. You get to dress for you. I mean, if I want to wear a tulle skirt, I do not care what my husband says. I'm going to wear the tulle skirt and put a little t-shirt and put some little tennis shoes with it. And I'm going to be cute. Okay. So, like, there is no such thing as age in fashion. If you want to wear a mermaid handbag, do it. This is the best time to be alive. There are no fashion rules. This year, the mixing prints is getting bigger. Go put your stripes and florals together. You can do whatever you want. Beautiful.
I agree.
Yes. Yes. Does anyone want to come off mute and ask a question? I'm going to go check the chat. Yes, you are. Trisha, your second is that timeless. So you may even find you might like things like houndstooth or buffalo plaid, and then you find it in like a pink and white or like a Kelly green and white, things like that. Yes. So like this is bold. This would be like a secondary timeless because it's a very bold pattern, but it's more in the joyful colors. And that's a little more advanced, but then I can help you, if we work together one-on-one, I help you find your primary and then your secondary, and then I teach you how to find your secondary design lines with your primary colors. And we just keep playing and creating. Any other questions? Any questions for Amber? Oh, yes, Amber, you've got a question from Emily. Is magnesium citrate a good long-term option to support digestion?
I would definitely support it with probiotics is key because in order to have regular digestion, you need to have enough good, healthy gut bacteria. So that is key.
Thank you, Emily, for that question. Anybody else have any questions on anything? Okay. Well, it was such a pleasure to have all of you here today. I just pray that you all are blessed and you have just a marvelous, magical, whimsical day the rest of the day. And we look forward to seeing you on the next event, whenever that is. All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.